This is Gamer Girl, and welcome back to Chapter 2 of our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough on Early Access. So, we have just woken up from our little crash, and we jumped a chasm, and now we're running to the helm, because we are needed to fly this thing. And here we have a autosave, which is pretty typical of the Divinity games whenever you're going to go to a cutscene or have some action. So let's see what's going to happen here.
We must reach the helm before we transform.
I did cut down the cutscene quite a bit. It was several minutes longer, but I wanted to keep this video a little bit shorter. And of course, now we're going to slide right into the battle with the imps. We get a little tutorial here on how to do a turn-based game, going over initiative, your actions, free actions, and then your movement. If you've never played a turn-based game, take your time, read, and then really get to know how to do something on your turn. Now, of course, if you've never played a turn-based game, one of the things that you do get to do is you get to choose the actions of each member of your party. So if we were out of the turns, I could actually switch between the party members and run around and act like them. So it just makes sense here. And if you're playing co-op, then your friends would play each one of the characters and you would only be playing yourself or any companions you have. Like my little brain buddy there is actually what would be considered a companion or a pet or, you know, whatnot. And I sped up the battle scene a little bit because it did go on a little bit longer than I'd expect for killing 3 imps, but I want to include it for anybody who has never seen a turn-based battle. Something that I did miss that Divinity has that Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't is the action points. A lot of turn-based games, you get so many points per turn that you can do your different actions with. And in this one, you have the little red and the little yellow bars. That's how much action you have left. And in the Divinity series, you can save up the points for the next round and you can have more action. Since I play Divinity pretty heavily and weekly with a friend, I kept trying to save up my turns for the next time, which of course didn't work.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the helm.
One of the things I like doing in turn-based games, actually any game, is quick saving, and F5 is quick save in Baldur's Gate 3 as well as Divinity games. I love how the tiefling just falls over when she sees the dragon and the other chick's just kind of like, yep, okay, here we are. And now I can do some more looting. Yay!
Got me. Got me. Got me. Right in the gut. Tell the babes I'll be all right. The Mind Flayers have already enthralled her. Leave her, or we will share her fate.
Yeah, alright, we're chaotic neutral thief, so of course we'll go ahead and just leave her. We're gonna save our own bacon, because that's what rogues do. So in my first very short gameplay that I got here and blew my entire party up, I found out, do not shoot those purple things. Just don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. And of course there's things to loot. This is one of my vices. If there's fog of war to get rid of or things to loot, I'm going to do it. I can't leave it undone because you never know. There could be like that legendary or epic item in there. This is probably why I'm never invited on speedruns of Diablo 3. Now, I'm sure you've seen me click on this thing a few times. This actually heals your character. I don't know if it exists in other places in the game yet, but at least on the ship, if you find one of these, you click it, it will restore your health. And now it's time to get into a little bit more battle. Since the imps don't notice me, I shoot one of them to get its attention and start combat. Now we're back in turn-based rounds where we all take turns shooting at each other, and yeah, that's all there really is to say about it. Nothing special went on here.
Peaked, Mum. I think I'll go to bed early.
So now that I went ahead and fought everything, won the battle, looted, I go ahead and autosave, and then gonna check out what is going on the wreck of this deck. Do some more looting of the bodies that are already here, and yeah, get to the helm.
To the helm. You are needed to survive. Yes, the helm.
You know, these little brain buddies are quite pushy. Just not a little pushy, they're really pushy. Alright, I guess let's fast forward this thing and get to the helm. So yeah, here I'm just headed up to where I think the helm is. It's the one place that I hadn't explored yet, and I have a little bit of an obstruction here, but one well-placed shot with my bow and arrow helped me that out, and then we end up in this little area in which I have things to look at and loot.
Life flickers in his eyes, he seems totally unaware of his surroundings.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
You know, excuse my language, but she's a real bitch.
The construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
We must go. To the helm we must go.
Come on! There's got to be a way to open it!
So now I have my little brain buddy against me too. Really?
Warding runes. The pod won't open unless they're destroyed.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
Leave the one. The one must be left.
Wait! That can't be. There has to be another way. Please! It cannot be helped. Come.
Safe if she stays. Safe if we go.
Well, that was kind of some first-class snark if I've ever heard any. This is one of those things where you're running around and you see the button and you know that you probably shouldn't really touch the button because bad things are going to happen when you touch the button.
If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Yeah, come on. Who's lining up to become a Mind Flayer? Yeah, really, come on. So, since there's a battle that's going to be coming up that takes 7-8 minutes, it's a little bit too long for this chapter. We will watch it in chapter 3. So we're going to end this segment of the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, and I will see you in the next video.